All right, so one assignment this week is using your graphing calculator or Delta Math to find max and mins. So there's critical points on every graph, and relative max and mins are critical points. Y-intercepts and x-intercepts or solutions are critical points, and then figuring out where the slope is increasing and decreasing is also critical. So if I look at this graph, you can see that the graph is decreasing from negative infinity to 0. So the slope is negative from here to here. It's positive in this direction. Okay, down here at the bottom, if I draw a tangent line through that point, you can see the slope of that tangent line is 0, even though I didn't draw it very well. So the minimum occurs there where the slope changed from decreasing to increasing. When I look at this graph, there's several maximums and minimums, okay, relative to where the slope is increasing and decreasing. So what I have is a negative slope here, goes back positive, negative, back to positive. So where it went from negative to positive, that's a minimum. Where it went from positive to negative at 1 there, that's a maximum. When it went from negative to positive, another minimum. And then we have up top here, if the graph stops at that point, that's also a maximum. If it curves back down, it's still a maximum. All right, so you're going to either graph using your graphing calculator or graph using the graphing calculator in Delta Math, and I'll show you where that is. But if you just enter in your calculator 3x squared minus 4x minus 2, you can see that the graph opens up, and I'm just going to do just a quick sketch. It kind of looks like this. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so my minimum's down here somewhere. But if I want to find it using the graphing calculator, I have to go to second trace. And when you go to second trace, there's options there. Minimum or maximum are the ones you're going to be using. In this case, I can see that I have a minimum because it goes from negative slope to positive slope. So I'm going to click on its number 3, minimum. When you do that, your calculator is going to say left bound. So you have to move by pressing the arrows, you have to move the cursor to the left of the minimum, okay, so in that direction. So you're going to move it, and once you move it to the left, press enter. Then it's going to say right bound. So you're going to move it in the other direction. So you're going to move it so it's on this side of the minimum. Okay, so like over here. So we already had it over here. Now we're going to move it over to the other side and press enter again once you've moved it. And it doesn't matter how far. And then anytime it says guess, you press enter again. When you do that, it goes right to the minimum. And then in Delta Math, they're going to ask you to round to the nearest hundredth. So right here, I would have 0.67 is my x value, and negative 3.33 is my y value. They're all going to be parabolas, so pretty simple graphs. So here's what it'll look like in Delta Math. It's going to say find the maximum value. So it's actually going to tell you to find max or min. You're going to graph it. It's not going to give you the graph because this is the solution. So there's the graph. Then you're going to go left, right, hit enter 3 times, and it'll go to negative 7 point. Wow, it's interesting to me that it said round to the nearest hundredth, and then they gave the answer to the nearest tenth. One thing to note in Delta Math is if you go up here to the upper right-hand corner, there's a graphing calculator option. So if you don't want to use your own graphing calculator and you want to use the one in Delta Math, you're welcome to do that. So if you click on graphing calculator, it'll take you to a new screen. Let me see if I can minimize this. This is the screen it's going to take you to. And so you're going to put in the function right here. Oops. Oh, see, now that's not going to let me write on there. Oh, maybe it will now. So the function's going to go, oh, it's not going to let me write. Well, where it says function 1, that's where you're going to enter it. And then if you look down below in the green box down below, there's a function 1 min max. If you click on that min max, it also will let you enter the left of the min, left of the max. So similar to your graphing calculator. So if you want to use that tool, you could do that also. So they're all going to be parabolas. And very simple graphs, and they're going to tell you if you're finding a max or a min. Okay, so for this assignment, go to Delta Math, finding max and mins on October 12th. And the puzzle is right here. I'm on it, which I'm sure you guys are on this because it should be a pretty simple assignment. Reach out if you have any questions.